What's up, fellers, and welcome back to another video. And today we're going to talk about a topic that is kind of personal for me because I have developed it on my own. I might have been influenced by a few books here and there, but this theory or this topic I have developed on my own. And I don't want to jerk myself off that I'm super smart and I'm an intelligent person because at the end of the day, I know less than I think I do, and that is that is the thing we all have to deal with sometimes. But what I wanted to say, or what I wanted to talk about, as you might have figured out by the title, is hedonism, and why I might be the last or one of the last people who actually speak up against it. And that's a bad thing, right? And again, I don't want to jerk myself off, tell you that I'm super smart and I'm gonna save you from something, but that's just the way it is, and that's the way I think it's gonna go. So, hedonism, what is it? What's the basic definition? Well, if you think about it, let's talk about a daily basis. Hedonism basically talks about maximizing your happiness and minimizing your pleasure. So, you take a time frame, let's say a day, and you try to maximize your pleasure during that day so your net net pleasure is greater than net pain in a way. It sounds like a good idea, a very simple one. But the more intelligent viewers will immediately find the basic flaws. So, what are those? Sometimes there are things in life that you just have to do and you don't really want to do them, therefore, they're painful. You have to go to work, you have to go to school, for example. Those aren't pleasant things unless you love those institutions, but I fucking don't, and I still have to do it, right? You probably have to cook yourself a dinner even when you don't feel like cooking yourself a dinner and you just feel like ordering some food or something. And even if you want to order food, you still have to pay for it, which is a painful thing in itself. But yeah, that was a bad example. Let's just stay with cooking the dinner. Some people go to the gym, right? Why do they do it? It's painful. But here's the thing: long term wise, those things are going to be those things are going to prove to be more beneficial for you. Not in terms of health, but also in terms of mental health or financial state. Yeah, that was a bad example that I said about the restaurants. Let's imagine you have two people, right? One constantly orders food from your favorite Volt delivery, and the other cooks himself a dinner. Cooking your dinner isn't the most pleasurable thing. I wouldn't cook myself dinner all day if I had the time to do so. I know some people love cooking, but we all have those days when we just come home and we don't want to really do anything because we are so fucking tired. And you don't really want to go there and just cook yourself a dinner, right? So now you order yourself something from the restaurant. I assume you order something from a fast food joint or a restaurant that kind of dishes out food. Long term wise, if you do it, it's not going to be good for your financial state. But you could make the argument that, well, since I am a hedonist, this food tastes better than my food that I can cook, which is most of the time too, since you're not a licensed chef, and most of these restaurants do have a licensed chef. And I don't have to deal about anything. I just wait and it comes. It's a perfectly fine and bulletproof argument, except long term wise, you're gonna be fucking broke. And if you order from a shitty restaurant, you're probably gonna end up with some health issues. And you really have to think in terms of long term investments and what you're gonna get back to it. And I'm not talking about financial investments, I'm talking generally into your life. Again, the gym example, right? Why do you hit the gym? Or why does somebody hit the gym? Is it because it's pleasurable? No, it's not really pleasurable. But for some people, right, they want to look good even in their 60s and 50s. They want to have a healthy body. And they go to the gym. They're able to sacrifice themselves, literally sacrifice themselves in order to do something that will have long-term effects. And most of you probably will be like, well, I knew this before you said. What is the fucking theory behind it? Yeah, it's pretty logical, all right? But what I wanted to say or continue with is that as you look at the society as it is today, bottom text, there is a lot going on that's not really worth, not worth, but not many people recognize the worth of sacrifice anymore. They just say like, okay, well, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it pre-tomorrow, I won't do it at all. Many people don't strive to be the best versions they can be, and they have the possibility to do so. Look at rich people or rich kids. I'm not saying all, but some of them just don't do shit, right? They just sit around and enjoy the money they have instead of working their way somewhere. And I know it's kind of contradictory, right? Because I'm sitting in my living room and there's a painting behind me, and I'm certainly not in a crack house. So you could basically say that I am one of these rich people. And what are you doing with your life? Well, I'm trying to improve somehow. I'm doing these videos, I'm writing books, I'm learning to school. I'm learning subjects that I like. I am learning about world events. I think I'm doing my part very well, and I'm trying to improve myself, educate myself, and somehow move on each and every day as I go. I'm not saying I sometimes don't do, as Mr. Kaczynski put it, surrogate activities. Like, for example, I do go out, or I do talk to friends about nothing sometimes. And those are pretty good things to do sometimes. Those are pretty chill and relaxing things that you can do. But there are surrogate activities at the end of the day, and some people just maximize those surrogate activities and don't really care that there is something more to living than just getting drunk at a Friday night. Or, yeah, you can also see it in the dating movement. I think I have to do an individual video on the dating movement because that's just the fucking horrible bullshit right there. But whatever. You even see it with the dating movement. So, people start to sleep around because meh, sex. Like, okay, what are you exactly striving for with your one night stands? You're simping for a girl for the entire night and then you get like a 3 second orgasm. What's the fucking point of it? There is no emotion. There is no love. Don't fucking do this. That there is no emotion, love. There is nothing to it. And people still do it because wow, hedonism, hedonistic society. I have to be happy. Yeah, and if it continues, as we will move on with the future, the technology will evolve, or generally the world will evolve so we can enjoy more and more pleasures, and you will see more of these brainlet, depleted fucks who will just go around doing nothing all day and just searching for their next cope or their next pleasure dome. And I don't want to live in a world like that. I at one point, at a certain side, I do because it's gonna be shit ton of fun and I can just laugh and complain, which is something I like to do. But on the other hand, it's gonna be a pretty shitty existence, as if the baseline existence wasn't shitty enough. We're gonna have like another metaphysical layer on it. And that was it. That's all my thoughts on hedonism. I promised a lot and I don't deliver. I know I'm still working on the motivational book series. If you remember, I think I promised that in the communism video. We are still working, but I don't really want to read those books. I'm kind of forcing myself to do so for a video, and I still haven't started levitating and earning 10 grand a month. So yeah, I'm still waiting for that to kick in. And second of all, I promised the video on dating industry. I think I'm gonna do an anti-porn one, and then I'm gonna do a dating movement one. And those are going to be more edited, more structured, more simply kind of like neat videos, not just this kind of format where I just ramble on for 10 minutes and you have to listen. So yeah, be ready for that. That's my promise from the heart that I'm gonna do those. And yeah, if I don't do, you can come and, I don't know, tell me that I'm a fucking pussy. Right, yeah, that was it. That was for hedonism. Fuck you, hedonism. And yeah, stay safe out there, guys, and don't do any surrogate activities.